The story of Baboushka. Once in a small Russian town, there lived a woman called Baboushka. Baboushka means grandmother in Russian. Baboushka always had work to do: cleaning, sweeping, dusting, and polishing. Her house was the best kept, most tidy house in the whole village. Her garden was beautiful and her cooking was wonderful. One evening, Baboushka was busy sweeping and dusting, so busy that she didn't hear the villagers outside in the square looking at and talking about a new star in the sky. She had heard about the new star, but thought, all this fuss about a star? I don't even have the time to look. Because I'm so behind with my work, I must work all night. So Baboushka missed the star as it shone bright high overhead. She missed the little line of twinkling lights coming down towards the village at dawn. Baboushka missed the sounds of the pipes and the drums, the voices and whispers of the villagers wondering whether the lights were an army or a procession of some sort. She missed the sudden quiet of the villagers and even the footsteps coming up the path to her house. But the one thing she couldn't miss was the loud knocking on her front door. Now, what is that? She wondered, opening the door. Baboushka gaped in amazement. There were 3 kings at her door with one of their servants. My masters need a place to rest, the servant said, and yours is the best house in the village. You want to stay here? Asked Baboushka. Yes. It would only be until night falls and the star appears again, the servant replied. Baboushka gulped. Well, come in then. The kings were very pleased when they saw all of the homemade bread, pies, and cakes. She dashed about serving them, asking lots of questions. Have you come a long way? A very long way, sighed Caspar. Where are you going? We are following the new star, said Melchior. But where? The kings did not know, but they believed that it would lead them to a newborn king. Why don't you come with us? Asked Balthazar. You could bring him a gift too. I bring gold, and my colleagues bring spices and perfume. Oh, I'm not sure that he would welcome me, said Baboushka. And what could I bring as a gift? I know, I could bring a toy. I have a cupboard full of toys. My baby son died when he was small, she said sadly. Balthazar stopped her as she went to tidy the kitchen up. This new king could be your king too. Come with us when the star appears tonight, he said. I'll think about it, sighed Baboushka. As the king slept, Baboushka tidied up as quietly as she could. What a lot of extra work there was, she thought. And this new king? What a funny idea to go off with the kings to find him. Baboushka shook herself. There was no time for dreaming. All this washing up and putting away had to be done. Anyway, she thought, how long would she be away? What would she wear? What about the gift? She sighed. There's so much to do. The house will have to be cleaned when they're gone. I just couldn't leave it. Suddenly it was night again and the star was in the sky. Are you ready, Baboushka? Asked Balthazar. I'll come tomorrow, Baboushka answered. I just must tidy up here first and find a gift. The kings went away sadly. Baboushka ran back to her house, keen to get on with her work. Finally, she went to the small cupboard, opened the door, and gazed at all the toys. They were very dusty. They weren't fit for a baby king. They would all need to be cleaned. She cleaned all of the toys until each one shined. Baboushka looked through the window, and it was morning. The star had come and gone. The kings would have found somewhere else to rest by now. She could easily catch up with them, but she felt so tired she had to sleep. The next thing she knew, she was awake, and it was dark outside. She had slept all day. She quickly pulled on her cloak, packed the toys in a basket, and ran down the path the kings had taken. Everywhere she asked, have you seen the kings? Oh, yes, everyone said. We saw them. They went that way. For days, Baboushka followed the trail of the kings, and the villages became bigger. Baboushka stopped when she came to a large city. The palace, she thought. That's where the royal baby would be born. No, there is no royal baby here, said the palace guard when she asked him. But what about 3 kings? Asked Baboushka. Oh, yes, they came here, but they didn't stay long. They were soon on their journey. But where to? Asked Baboushka. Bethlehem, that was the place. I don't imagine why. It's a very poor place, replied the guard. She set off towards Bethlehem, and it was evening when Baboushka arrived. She went into the local inn and asked about the kings. Oh, yes, said the landlord. The kings were here 2 days ago. They were very excited, but they didn't even stay the night. And what about a baby? Baboushka asked. Yes, there was also, said the landlord. The kings asked about a baby too. When he saw the disappointment in Baboushka's eyes, he stopped. If you'd like to see where the baby was, he said quickly, he was across the yard there. I couldn't offer the couple anything better at the time. My inn was really full, so they had to stay in the stable. Baboushka followed him across the yard. He left her there, standing in the stable. Baboushka? Someone was calling her from the doorway. He looked kindly at her, and she wondered if he knew where the family had gone. She knew now that the baby king was the most important thing in the world to her. They have gone to Egypt and safety. The kings have returned to their countries, but one of them told me about you. I am sorry, but you are too late, he told Baboushka. Baboushka set out toward Egypt, hoping to find the baby king. She never did find him, and she wanders the earth till this day, visiting every house at Christmas and leaving toys and treats for all the good children.